Okay, Kevin, we'll start with you. Roll back to Sunday night, just a normal game in Milton Keynes. You must pitch up at the rink. What time did you get there? What time is your normal sort of arrival at Milton Keynes?
Yeah, we're always there an hour and a half, a little bit before a game. It's always the protocol on an away game, and obviously I was there first, and dribs and drabs the boys started coming in, and Kinger told me that his kit was missing. It wasn't in the van, and Kinger being Kinger, I thought he was having a bit of a joke, and on his sense of humour, and went on asked rides, and he was true to the story that his kit wasn't with us, and it was on its way, and yeah, so it's panic times, panic stations at that time.
So, you know, I presume this has never happened to you before, because you know, obviously you played here Saturday night. You know, everyone had sort of left here on a bit of a high. You know, you'd had a nice win, and yeah, you get to the other rink. Do you then start sort of shouting and screaming as to whose responsibility it was to have brought the kit, or is it just a case of panic, get the kit here quick?
Yeah, the plan was to get the kit here quick, and there was a few shouting and hollering and pointing a finger and wagging and everything else. But you know, we had to quickly decide what we was going to do and how long the kit was going to be. We spoke to Milton Keynes. There's been a few things on like messages and hockey forum and things like that, saying Milton Keynes were unsportsmanlike, making us start with 6 guys on the ice. But Milton Keynes tried to do everything they could do. The face-off was going to be at 6:30, so they delayed it till 7. Unfortunately, in this country, the rinks are booked after we go off the ice, or another team goes off the ice, and they start getting fined if they're late off the ice. It goes into another team's ice time. So Milton Keynes tried to move everything they possibly could. We had discussions with the referee, and the referee had discussions with the league officials, and the league officials come back to us and said, you either start with 6 guys on the ice or forfeit the game. When I spoke to the boys, knew the kit weren't going to be there till round about 10 past 7. So we thought we might be able to play it out. Then I had another phone call saying there was an accident on the motorway, so the kit wasn't going to be there till 7:30. Which then I decided to walk in the room and tell the boys, let's forfeit, let's get home. It wasn't until a couple of the boys spoke up and said, look, let's give it a go, and if we are getting absolutely trounced with 10 minutes into the period, we'll just call it then, we'll call it a forfeit. So in my eyes, I was never ever thinking of playing a game with 6 guys on the ice and no goalie, but got credit to like Dewey sitting next to me now and the rest of the guys, but also credit to obviously a little bit has to go to Milton Keynes as well for trying to sort everything out. Possibly they could, but wasn't in their hands, and obviously it was in our fate that night to win a hockey game after playing 19 minutes without a goalie.
And yeah, just rewind to start there. Obviously, like you say, Damien didn't have the option of wearing anyone else's kit because there was no one else's equipment that was going to fit him in the rink. So you come back in the room, and the discussion is: so do you look around the room and decide who's the person who's softest in the head, who's going to stand in front of the net for you?
You kind of,
do you have to put hands up? And
no, it was basically the talk wasn't really about anything else. The talk was just like, are we going to play the game or forfeit the game? And obviously the boys have worked so hard all year, everyone's worked so hard all year to come this close to the end of the year and being points above 3rd and 4th and still chasing Chelmsford down like we are. It's a shame to go all that way and not even give it a go. And I think the older guys like piped up, like Ozzy and Dewey said a couple of things, and Callum, who was captain for the evening, piped up and said, look, we've got to give it a go. We've come 2 hours away, we've got to try and give it a go. And that's what we did. Went out for warm-up as normal and come back in the room, and it was a bit of a weird atmosphere with no goalie in warm-up, but we just tried to G the boys up as much as the boys were G'ing themselves up. Obviously I was still outside spitting feathers, but yeah, and it come to the game, and the rest has gone on from there.
And Elliot, turn to you. 4 minutes into the game, you already find yourselves 2-0 down. You're out there on the ice fearing the worst, thinking, you know, this is going to be a cricket score.
Yeah, it's such a weird situation. Starting, like, we went from the huddle straight away, and there was just 6 of us on the ice. So I hung back a bit, like I pulled the short straw right at the beginning, and then, but yeah, even like 2 goals, I think even King was in goal, it would still be a 1-0. So, but yeah, I think especially to the forwards, we were pressing all game really hard. So even though when we were getting shot at, they're not from there, they're from outside the blue, outside the red line. So even if it was like me or Harry in goal, we could just glove it away or something. So.
And who decided it was going to be you who was going to be sweeper keeper, or was it just about everyone moved a bit further up the ice and left you back there?
I think it's because I was the youngest one on the ice at the time. It's basically between me and Strawson really, and Strawson went beeline for the blue line straight away from the face off, so I was like, oh right, looks like it's me this time, so yeah.
And you know, obviously you're prepared to take shots, you get hit by the puck in training during games, but what's it actually like to stand in front of the goal and have, you know, people peppering at you? And you know, from what I've heard, you were literally like Superman, just diving all over the place, throwing everything behind it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when you're in the game, you just like it wasn't like a normal game, but I'm a D-man, so I'm used to blocking shots. But it wasn't until after when like talking to mum and other boys from the other teams, like they were like, "Are you that stupid to be in front and goal?" I was like, when I was out there, I didn't think it was bad, but now I look back, I was like, that was so stupid. But that's what they're to do when you win games, stop pucks. So.
And like I say, 2-0 down after 4 minutes, it could have gone horribly wrong, but credits especially the forwards. Callum was obviously holding the puck. Everyone was holding the puck as long as they possibly could because they knew obviously the kit was coming. So, you know, were you conscious of that out on the ice, just try and close down the rink as much as you possibly could?
Yeah, I think passing wise, probably, or team play has been our best period of the season. We kept the puck so well. Everyone was just so much chat because everyone was. It was such a weird situation. Everyone was a bit lost, so everyone was helping each other out. So, in the end, I think it was one of our best periods of hockey all year. If we had a goalie and 5 guys, we would have been all over him.
And Kevin, turn to you. Obviously, the kit arrives at the rink. You know, how quick do you get Kinga sort of kitted up? Is it a case of all hands on deck, get him on there as quick as possible?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was about 3 or 4 times before the kit had turned up. It was like, Kinga's gone, but Kinga couldn't watch it. And it was probably the same as me, probably on the bench as well, you know. Strauss kind of said to me at the start of the game, we need a game plan for this. We need to go. I'm like, well, normally we do it for a minute and a half at most. We're not going to be doing it for 20s. The only thing we can do is just try and keep puck, and that's it. But yeah, Kinga kept disappearing because he hated watching it, and I think the fans were witnessed, like, as soon as Kinga got kitted up, you could see like the boys' shoulders kind of like everyone just breathed out. Thank God he's kitty and we haven't got to play another period like that. But I think you see Kinga's emotions as well when he's skating onto the ice. Obviously, there's the thing with Kinga coming here from Milton Keynes, and he has got quite a lot of loyalty to there. He's got close friends there and everything else. I think that the way seeing the boys pull together in that period kind of gave him a bit of a buzz as well. And you see him when he comes skating on, went straight over to the supporters and was trying to get the supporters' morale up and waving his hands and gloves about, and he was pronounced that he was in net, and we could all calm down a little bit, and then we ended up scoring on the power play towards the end and come in the game with 19 minutes, and we're only 1 goal down. And in fact, we had chances in the in the 6-on-5 there as well, which is but hopefully it gave us a little bit of a jump. Team spirit seems high after that, and we knew we had a job to do. We knew we had to claw back that goal, and we had to keep in front and just keep a steady head after what had happened over all the 20 minutes.
How important was it, Callum scoring those few seconds before, you know, the close of the period? Because to go in just 2-1 down after being without a netminder for 18, 19 minutes, did you come back into the room feeling like you were on a real high?
Yeah, everyone come in the room like we just probably won the Stanley Cup. Everyone was celebrating, and it's like at the time was celebrating. I mean, I just walked up and down, just, oh my God, what have I just witnessed? And I think everyone, after a couple of minutes, everyone just sat there and went, wow, what was that? You know, I think they give us a buzz, and we knew we only had 1 goal now to claw back. And I think in roles reversed, I think probably if we went in Milton Keynes dressing room, they're probably sitting there with their hands in their heads, thinking, how the hell haven't we scored 8, 9, 10, 11 plus? Yeah, it gave us a massive buzz, and full credit to all the boys and everything else for playing the game out when I was deciding whether to go home or not, and come away with victory and a great 4-point weekend. Went to another great 4-point weekend, but with a little bit added extra.
And Elliot, obviously, coming out in that second period, you know, you probably all worked hard in that first period. How hard was it for the next 2? And you know, obviously everyone then sort of stepped up through the gears and you scored the goals as well. But Kinga then got himself a shutout.
Yeah, he was trying to make a laugh at the end. Why didn't he get man of the match? He got a shutout and all this. But yeah, I think we got a couple of good power play goals. Seemed to work. Power play kicked in well there. But yeah, I think everyone was just buzzing, especially 2-1 in the first period. Everyone was just like, now we can't not win the game, like, so it's good.
And for you, you know, when the game was over, you have a beer in your hand, you're sort of sitting there thinking, what just did happen? Can you believe you were there sort of on the ice for a large period of time as sweeper keeper? And, you know, it's probably never been done in the history of the game before.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I got my phone out of my bag, and like, some of the boys from home, even just my mates from school and college and that, text me like, are you stupid? And I was sitting there, I was like, thinking back, it was crazy idea to think that even I should have put a cage on or something, Mick Nichols should have gone and go because he had a cage on. But yeah, but any of the boys would have done it, to be honest, and that's what we're here to do, win games, and even though a bit of bad luck, we still won the game. So.
You say any of the boys would have done it. I don't think some of the pretty boys would have.
Bailey might not.
but you know, when you do think back, you know, it was incredibly dangerous, I guess. Did you suffer any sort of pucks to the body, or you sort of, you know, just shaking up?
Aches and pains in the hands in the morning, really. Just wake up like that hurt a bit, but.
Yeah, and when you got a stick in your hand, obviously Damien's kitted up and ready to go. He's able to sort of deflect things. He's got a big mitt and everything.
Yeah.
He's geared up for it. You're just standing there kitted up as normal. What do you use? What do you do differently to?
Just get anything in front of the puck, really, and hope it doesn't go through you. So hands are usually your hands are best, but when people let slap shots go, you want to just try and get it with your body. But, yeah. So we're all kitted up for it.
So next time Kev's short of a netminder for travelling or whatever, do you think you'll be the first to step up, or is this a change of career for you?
I can assure you this is not going to happen again. I can assure you after that pre-game talk on Sunday, this will not be happening again.
So obviously there's been a post-mortem. I don't want you to dig out whose fault it was, but clearly, obviously, you know, this can't happen again.
No.
And but I suppose you've got to prepare for all eventualities. You know, there can be curveballs in any sport, and this was obviously probably one of the most bizarre you've ever known, I guess, in your long, lustrous career.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if a player forgets a skate, which I have done before, forgets a stick, there's always something you can do. But when you're down to one goalie and he's got no equipment, you kind of, you don't know what to do. There's nothing in the rule books, or there's nothing in any coaching manual that tells you what to do on that one. So, but like I say, we've got to give total credit to the boys for wanting to put their bodies on the line, wanting to put the effort in. Because some of the boys are out there, like Dewey's probably out there 10, 12, 13 minutes. Some of the other boys probably only rolled over 6 guys, but probably only rolled 9 guys at that point. We needed guys who were keeping the puck well, with the brain on them that we needed at that point. And you got to give credit for them fighting through the game, staying with the game, giving the crowd something a little bit different to look at and tweet about the next day and that evening. But credit goes to these boys for putting themselves through that.
And special credit to Glenn Robbourne, who's going to be your new number 2, but also Nicky Dynamos as well. They obviously raced up the motorway. They were the ones who obviously got the equipment there for you as quick as possible. Yeah,
I think Glenn got the phone call. He's sitting down with his son and Nicky and eating his dinner, and he's tucking into his Sunday roast. So hopefully we can take him out at the end of the season and buy him a roast back. But that's, you know, we always talk about it in Invicta. It's a family-run club. The family is not just the boys in the room or the people who run the club. It's everyone involved in it. You know, the fans are a big part of this Invicta family, and that's what it goes to show. You know, like I said before, we've had players forget skates on double headers, and fans have got into the change rooms and drove all the way to Bristol for a Sunday night at 7 o'clock, so the guy can play a game on a Sunday. And again, like, the fans are there this weekend and doing stuff for us. And Glenn obviously is going to come in this week as backup goalie, sitting there eating his roast dinner, and he drops everything to travel another 100 odd miles to drop a goalie's equipment off to help the Dynamos out. So thankful to Glenn, and like I say, it's a family club, and that just goes to show what people do to try and help these boys out. But I can say it again, I'm sure you will not be happening again. So keep your phones off, I guess, on a Sunday night.
Finally to you, Elliott, obviously, you know, a 4-point weekend, no ordinary 4-point weekend, but how much of a lift do you think this will give you for the rest of the season? And, you know, you've got some big games ahead. You know, you've got to face Chelmsford at home twice. You know, everyone will be now looking at the Dynamos thinking, crikey, they can win games without a netminder.
Well, I think give everyone a boost. Just after the season, everyone's getting a bit tired. Stuff like that, big wins like that, just seem to boost the boys on. Like training tonight, I'm sure will be up high tempo, and everyone will be ready for another 4-point weekend this weekend.
And Kev, last from you, you know, again, you know, we talk about this probably being a historic moment. You know, we've scoured the record books. We can't find ever a situation where a team's played 19 minutes without a netminder. Obviously, pull them for a minute or two, maybe, if you're trying to chase a game. But do you think this is ice hockey's history, not only UK-wide but worldwide?
Yeah, I should imagine so. You know, I mean, there might be some pickup games that are played over the country and over the world that they've turned up and probably not had one goal each to probably shared out. But I've never heard of it. I've never seen anything. I haven't Googled it or anything like that to look it up, because I'm still in astonishment that we've still come away winning a hockey game after 19 minutes. But yeah, like I say, it's an achievement, and we can all tell, like I said at the end of the game, you can turn around and tell your grandchildren I was part of a hockey game. We won a period. Well, we won a hockey game. We played 90 minutes without a goalie.
Oh, thanks, guys.